Hey everyone, welcome on David Stack. And let's start the series of Flutter with Firebase. In the first video of the Flutter with Firebase, we are going to create a new Firebase project and we are going to integrate that Firebase project to our Flutter app and a web. Okay, so remember, I will provide you the link of the Firebase console on the description below. And here you have to go and log in with your Gmail account. Then you will get an option called create a project. So let me create a project. This is the Firebase project. Okay, so you can provide any name: Firebase, web, and app. I'm providing as of now. And after that, you have to click continue, then again continue, and select a default account for Firebase for me. And it will going to take some time. So until the project is set up on a Firebase, let me show you the Flutter project. So here in a Flutter project, you can see that I just created a Flutter project from the scratch and we don't have anything. The boilerplate code which is provided by the Flutter is only here. You can see the counter app over here. Okay, so we are going to integrate this Flutter app or web. I mean, now Flutter is supporting 2.0, so we can use the same code for the Flutter app and web to this Firebase account. So the Firebase account is set up. Now, if I will click on a continue, then you can go on a Firebase console of that particular project. So here we have a multiple option to integrate the Firebase project to specific platform like iOS, Android, and web. So our second task is to integrate this Firebase project to the Flutter app first. So as of now, I don't have a Mac OS. That's why I'm not showing you a detail regarding the iOS. But let me show you that how you can integrate the Firebase project to your Android Flutter app. So if I will click here, then you will see that here what we have to do is we have to provide the Android package name. So just go on your Flutter project and inside the Android, inside the app folder, you have the build.gradel file. Inside the build.gradel file, you will see the dependency, I mean default config, and inside the default config, you will find the application ID. So this is your package name. So just copy the package name, and what you have to do that you have to paste over here. The next step is you can provide a nickname, but it is optional. And the next step is to certificate of SHA1. But as of now, I'm not providing the SAHA1 certificate on this video, but later on this series, I'm going to set up this SAHA1 thing. Okay, that will be a dedicated video, which will show you that how you can create a SAHA1 and how you can provide the SAHA1 over here. Okay, so I'm not going to add these two things. I'm just after adding the package name, I'm going to click on a register app, and after clicking on a register app, we have to download a Google Service JSON file. Okay, so here we have the option of download a Google Service JSON file. You have to click on a download. After downloading it, what you have to do that you have to put that file on your Flutter project. So inside the app folder only, you have to put this Google Service JSON file. So here, just put the Google Service.json file. Okay, and just change the name because I already downloaded one Google Service JSON file. That's why it became one, but put it as a Google-service.json file. Okay, and inside the Google-service.json file, you will see that your all the project related thing is already available. Okay, the package name and all detail are here. So after adding this Google-service.json file inside this app folder, what we have to do? We have to edit two files. The first file is inside this app folder. We have another file called build.gradel file. Inside the build.gradel file, what you have to do that just at the bottom of the line, you have to add one line of code. So I will going to provide this line of code. So this is the code you have to copy and paste just bottom of the build.gradel file, which is inside the app folder. Okay, remember we have two build.gradel file. One build.gradel file is inside the app folder and one build.gradel file is inside the Android folder. So we put the code of this apply plugin one inside the app folder build.gradle file, and I will going to provide this code on a description. Just find it. Okay, and after doing that, use the control A's, and after saving it, the second thing we have to do, I mean the next step we have to do, we have to add some extra code on the build.gradle file which is inside the Android folder. Okay, in the build.gradle file which is inside the Android folder, we have a dependency tab. Here we have to put one extra line of code. So don't worry, I'm going to provide this code as well on a description. Just copy it and put it here. Basically, it is a plugin of the Firebase. Okay. So after putting these two things, our next step is we have to add the Firebase package inside the perspec.yaml file. So if I will go on a next window of the Firefox, then the first package we have to add inside the perspec.yaml file is the Firebase core. So this is the Firebase core, and let me just add this Firebase core file inside the pubspec.yaml file. And the second package we have to add, we are going to first complete the authentication module of the Firebase. So that's why I'm adding the Firebase auth. Okay, so let me add this Firebase auth inside the pubspec.yaml file and hit the save. After hitting the save, what we have to do that just close it down. The setup is completed for the app. Okay, just go on a main.dart file and remove the extra code, or just remove the whole app. We don't need this boilerplate code. And let me create one stateless widget or a stateful widget as of now for the testing that everything was working is fine or not. So instead of returning a container, I'm going to return a scaffold, and inside the app bar, this is for just a testing that our Firebase is configured or not. Inside the title, I'm going to provide one text widget, Firebase. Hit the save and see the changes. And let me refresh the page. Okay, I just forgot one thing, that before adding the scaffold, I had to add the material app. Inside the home only, I'm going to provide the scaffold. That will be good. And hit the save. Okay, now the app bar is looking like this. Now we have to test it that our Firebase project is integrated with our Flutter app or not. For it, first thing, inside the main folder, we have to add two extra code. So I'm just copying the code. I'm just showing it because I don't want it to write it again. And let me just convert this main method to a sync and await type. Okay. Okay. So I have to import the Firebase code package. So here, this code is for the widget flutter binding, that all the widget are binded or not. And this is the code that will initialize the Firebase on our Flutter app. Okay, so this is the code that will initialize the Firebase on our Flutter app. That's why the Firebase code package is automatically imported when I use this code. Okay, so these two things you have to add inside the main method, and after adding that, your Firebase setup for the app is completed. We just have to test it that it is working fine or not. For the testing purpose, what I'm going to do that I'm going to sign up a user on our Firebase. So let me go on our Firebase just for the testing. This part is we already done. Just click on the next, continue to the console. Okay, so just go on authentication. You can see that our app is already added in a Firebase project. And inside the authentication, what you have to do, click on a get started at the first, if this your project is very new. Right now, I'm going to enable the authentication with the email and password to test it like our app is integrated with our Firebase project or not. So I'm going to enable it and I'm going to hit the save. With help of this configuration, what will happen that the authentication with email and password is enabled on a Firebase project. Now we can test it our app that we can sign in or not. So as for the testing, we are going to use the email and password sign in option. That's why we are using the Firebase auth package. So this is the module which is related for the authentication. Okay. So for the testing, we are just testing it like we can sign up a user from this app or not. So let me first import this Firebase auth with help of this import. Okay, so I'm going to import the Firebase auth first in the main.dart file as the Firebase auth. Remember, we are doing for it for the testing that our app is integrated with the Firebase or not. Okay, but later part of this series, we are going to properly create a sign up, sign in page, and we are going to uh, send the detail of the user. Okay, in a proper way. But for the testing, I'm doing it. So here, first thing I had to initialize the Firebase auth variable. Let me first create a Firebase auth, Firebase auth equal to Firebase auth dot Firebase auth dot instance. Okay. So I created a Firebase auth instance over here. You can see that with help of this Firebase auth instance, we are going to sign up a user on our Firebase account. I have restarted the app and you should also restart the app after adding these two plugin. After adding these two plugin and adding the whole thing here, just restart your app. I mean, close the app and start app again. So we initialize the Firebase auth here on a Firebase auth variable. So let's use it to sign up a user from this Flutter app to the Firebase project. For that, I'm going to create a new sign up method and it will be async and await type. Okay. So remember, whenever you use the Firebase thing, just use the try and catch a block for the better safety purpose. If you got any kind of issue, then just throw the error with help of the print statement. E. Okay. So inside the try block, we are going to write the code of the Firebase authentication. I mean Firebase sign up a user. So remember in a Firebase console, if you go, we enable the email and password sign in method. So we are going to use the same method. So first of all, use the await Firebase auth variable which you created. We have additional method called create user with email and password where we can provide the dummy username. So for me, Dave stack in @123. Password should be greater than 6 length. So 123456. And what I'm going to do that I'm going to go on a app bar on a scaffold. Just after the app bar, let me add the body also. Body inside the center. That will be a child elevated button. Okay. So in the elevated button, we have the on press, and where we have the child text sign up. Hit the save. Oh, sorry, it will be like this. Hit the save and see the changes. We have sign up button, and inside the sign up button, we are going to call this sign up method on press. Let me just call the sign up. Okay. Now, if I will refresh it once again, and if I will click it, so let me go on a console in a users. As of now, we don't have any user. So if I will click sign up, the email is already badly formatted. Okay, let me just use it. davidstack@gmail.com only. It does here, and refresh the app again, and let's hit the sign up again. Now we didn't got any kind of issue, and if I will hit refresh here, then you can see that davidstack@gmail.com Gmail is added. Okay, which means our app is sign up. I mean, we are able to sign up our app using the Firebase. Now everything is working fine means the Firebase with Flutter app is working fine. Let's integrate the Firebase with Flutter Web as well. So now we integrated the Firebase with only app. So if I will go on a project overview, then here we have option called add app and click here. Here we also have option called web. So go on a web, provide any nickname like Firebase web and register the app. Then for the web specific thing, what we have to do, you can find it over here. So this is the code for your Flutter Web. Okay, so let me just copy the Flutter Web code, and what I'm going to do, just go on a Flutter project, and inside the Flutter project we have the web folder. Inside the web folder we have the index.html file, and inside the index.html file, inside the body tag itself, before this script, the paste the all the code you just copied, then you will find that here the all the detail related to your Firebase is already presented. Okay, now to use a Firebase auth, like here the Firebase analytic.js CDN is already provided, but to use the Firebase auth, we have to add one another extra CDN. So here we have the auth CDN. I will provide this code as well, and just below the analytics.js, paste it. Which means with help of this all thing, I mean with pasting this whole all CDN, now you enable the Firebase on a Flutter Web as well. So this is the code which is related to the Flutter Web only. Okay, to enable the Flutter Web with the Firebase. Now we can test this thing also on a Flutter Web. For that, what I'm going to do, that I'm going to stop the app from the emulator, and let me start the app inside the Chrome browser. So I will hit the F5. That will start the app on a Chrome browser. So let's see that everything is working fine or not. The most important thing is that now this Flutter app is connected with the Firebase project. We just only had to test it, like this Flutter Web is also connected with the Firebase project or not. So we are going good, everyone. So I need your support. Please don't forget to like the video and share the video to your friend. Also subscribe the channel, and if possible, share the channel to your friend. Put the status on your WhatsApp or Facebook story that This is the Dev Stack channel where you can learn related to Flutter. I just need your support. Okay, so here you can see that the Flutter Web is, we can see, Flutter Web we can see on our Chrome browser, and we have the sign up button here also. The code is same. Now let's see that Flutter Web with Firebase is working fine or not. If I will click on a sign up, then we should get some issue. We are getting an issue that the email is already in use because we are using the Firebase create username with password. This is basically a sign up a user. Okay, sign up a user. So you cannot sign up a user twice with the Firebase with the same Gmail and a password. So what I'm going to do that I'm going to use the dev stack in one, and I'm going to hit the save, and I'm going to again click on a sign up. So if we will go on a Firebase console, continue to the console in the authentication tab, let's see the user. Here you can see the user is devstack in 1@gmail.com, which means our Flutter web is also working fine. Now our Flutter app and Flutter web is configured with the Firebase, and everything is working fine. Okay, so this is the first video which is related to the Flutter web and app with the Firebase. I will going to continue this series, and I'm going to make a video on the Firebase with Flutter, which will cover the authentication, Firebase database, Firestore database, real-time messaging, and all. I just need your support. So don't forget to like and share the video. Don't forget to subscribe the channel. Show your support so it will get motivated me, and I will make video very fast. Thank you all. See you on the next video, and happy coding.